Okay, I'm at 620 Cascade Road in Forest Park, I believe, or this could be Springfield Township. I'm not 100% right here. Doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion. Those are the two common things. The access is a clean out on the top of a vertical pipe in the second basement. This is a quad, so you have a two half basements essentially. This is in the very bottom level, and towards the center of the house, and we are going through cast iron. I expect this, based off the age of the house, to go out and go into clay, and then we'll be running this out to the main and checking for the pipe conditions and make sure everything is functioning properly. And I will make note of anything that I feel is necessary as we go. So, as you can see, there's the stack. This is during the home inspection, so you can't hear the home inspector and the clients, and also the agent is here, so you might hear some conversation in the background a little bit. This goes down to the bottom. It's a direct turn. It should make a right turn here and then go out the front. To me, that's what we're doing here. This is, I believe could have come down the stack actually. This is coming right down from the main stack in the center, kind of dog legs over and down, and this clean out is on the very top of that dog leg, as you saw earlier. And we are exiting the house. So there is the clean out of the floor, like I mentioned. This clean out of the floor right there, coming in at the top of the pipe. That has been painted over on the floor of the basement, but I did show the buyer where that was for future reference if it's ever needed. But I was wrong about the going into clay. It goes into concrete, which is usually a pretty good material. It's you can tell by the exposed aggregate, what looks like rocks and stuff on the side. That's just the exposed aggregate from the water, slowly eroding away the top layer, just like it would on a driveway or something, or a sidewalk that's been there for years and years and years. You can kind of see the flow line where it hasn't gotten very high, but it's worn away the stuff to a certain line, maybe about 30 to 40% of the pipe. But concrete is a good material. It's usually better at keeping out roots than clay. But it is, the pipe sections are, approximately the same, same section, about 3 feet. So there are still a lot of joints, but the packing that they used on this, the material, intended to do a better job of keeping roots out. And so far, that's been the case. So this is a corner house, so I'm not 100% sure if it goes straight out the front or if it makes a left turn if you're facing the house and goes out to the side street. Just to make note, like that little offset there is not abnormal. That's probably been there since the house was built. Just having a little bit of a lip at a connection is not uncommon. They have like male and female ends of the pipe, so one side fits into the other. And then like this, when they made turns, sometimes they didn't actually use turned pieces of pipe or form of pipe. They would just kind of rotate the pipe in the connection a little bit to make slight turns, and that's kind of looks like what they did here. And that's why it looks like it's pulled away a little bit on one side and tight on the other side. Okay, so that's the tool of paper. If we need to, we're going to push past that, and hopefully we can see more when we pull back. If not, if I need to, I can put a standoff on the camera and go back out. There's toilet paper on the front, and just pushing it along. So we'll make sure that between 55 and 65, we'll see how much better we can see when we come back. Another, small offset. Now, that camera lens is only about maybe a half an inch off the bottom of the pipe. So a little bit of water is not, it's not abnormal. It's not an issue to have a little bit, as long as it's only there and you don't see a bunch of solids, locked in the way and caught up in those areas. It's just a slight, again, something that could have been there since the pipe was installed. That pipe is 6-inch diameter, so overtaking a small half an inch, low spot is not an issue. The water will, the water level will increase till it overtakes that small spot. So, based off the direction that I've gone so far, I think that what I'm doing here is I'm going to the side street. I think it made a turn and went off to the side street here. So, left the house. Give that a little bit of a push to pop it over that edge. The further you get out from the house, the more difficult that gets. Try to get behind the camera. And here we are dropping into the main. So we've made it all the way out to the sewer main. And so it's kind of funny that you do see a small crack there. That is in the main. That is not in the lateral or the pipe that is owned by the homeowner. So we've made it all the way to the sewer main. Like I said, I believe that is in the side street, but you can actually get that record from the Metropolitan Sewer District, and they will tell you exactly where this is tapped. Based on the footage, at 85 feet also, and it turned right, or if you're facing the house, it would have turned left immediately upon exiting the house, and it's like it kind of went straight, jogged a little bit as it went to the side street. I'm not aware of what that street name is off the top of my head. So, but we had no root intrusion. The line looked really about as good as it could for a pipe of this age. I mean, structurally everything looked good. It's very, very small offsets, like that, where you're, right at the edge of a pipe. Now this one wouldn't even be a concern because you'd be off the property. Probably another 10 feet or so would still be MSD's property, if not a little more. So, happy with what I've seen. There are some, flat spots, which is normal, but nothing that's holding any solids or, causing any issues at the time of this inspection. You can see the solids. A lot of times, if the house has been empty, also I believe house has been redone, like a flip maybe, for lack of a better term, where they come in and redo most of the house. So I think the house has been empty for quite a while, but you can see some toilet paper, so it's been used recently, but not much. And that's what all that stuff is, solids that are sitting there in line. It just needs to be used to flush that stuff on down the pipe a little further. Here was that spot. You can see a big ball there. And we've already gone from 65, from 65 back to 55, so that that couple sections we just went through there as we were talking was holding water before because there was the toilet paper and stuff on the front of the camera and sitting in that spot just because the line hadn't been used much after that flush. So a couple flushes would get that all the way out to the main, or load of laundry, any of that would flush this line out, no problem. So I am very happy with the way the line looks, especially something I believe this is probably built in the 50s, maybe the early 60s, but I believe the middle 50s, especially with the concrete and everything. But the line has looked really good so far for age and material, which is a good sign. And I don't think there's any trees in the front yard, so that will keep from having at least the potential for root intrusion, which is good. Here we are back into the house. We're in cast iron. There's that on the top of the pipe. You can see where that clean out is in the very front of the house, which is we're only a few feet away from coming out now. I'm in the vertical. So there you go. You can see that stack again when I was talking about it comes through the wall there, and then 90s down, and that clean out is on the top of the vertical. And that comes from the main stack up the center of the house. Catches both bathrooms. Should be right on top of each other. And continues all the way out. So we're all the way out back in the reel. So the pipe looked great. Didn't find any issues. The couple little offsets in the connections are normal. Never had any water holding over top of the camera lens, which is, like I said, half an inch. And out of a 6-inch diameter pipe, obviously that's nothing to worry about at all. So the line looked great. So that'll end the inspection at 620 Cascade Road in Fort